Okay. My name is BenB. I'm gonna go telling you my last name on the internet. That'd be real smart. Anyway, I'm in the beautiful town of Casa Grande, if you really want to call it that. I normally don't take this way out of here. I just left a pipe manufacturer. They kept me there for over an hour. That's just because the paperwork was messed up yet again. Pretty much expect that every time I come down here at this point. And when the paperwork's messed up, it's going to take a while. Because they gotta call Nebraska, Nebraska's gotta call Phoenix, back to Nebraska, back to Casa Grande, and everything that goes on, changing paperwork, and this, that, and the other thing. It's just part of the job, waiting around. So this is Florence Boulevard in Casa Grande, and this is the main drag. It has stores lined up from it, starting around here, maybe a little bit further back from where I just came from, all the way over to I-10, which is, well, no, not all the way over to I-10, all the way, well, there's several miles of it. I'll just put it that way. I'd love to stop and get myself a nice coffee, but I don't have time for it, number one, and number two, the place where it's at, I'd have to park freaking quarter-mile away, nearest parking spot. It's a non-truck friendly place, so I'm just not going to do that. Could always stop at Circle K, but I don't feel like drinking Circle K coffee, so we'll just nix the coffee over here. So, I'm considering this my vlog. It'll take at least 5-10 minutes to go through here, so that can be the whole vlog right there. I did do another one earlier, but I didn't like that one. This one should be much more interesting with all the idiots that drive like morons. This guy here is halfway out in the lane. Real piece of work. Oh yeah, that's smart. That's all good. It doesn't matter which lane you choose. If you're in the left lane, you just saw what happens there. If you're in the right lane, and they're gonna cut you off and then turn right. They'll come flying up around you to make a right-hand turn. I'd rather stay in the left lane along here, just so at least I can see any surprises coming along. Whereas if you're in the right lane, who knows? Casa Grande has grown substantially, actually, before all this economic meltdown occurred. And they did do some building out here on this main drag here. I think they built a new Lowe's, and a while back, I'm talking 3 or 4 years ago, or even more than that, they put in a Home Depot. That put them on the map, I guess. I don't know. It used to be pretty much a nothing town, and I don't consider it much of anything anyway at this point. I wouldn't want to live here unless my job forced me to live here. It looks pretty boring. I don't know. I just don't like this place. So, all these cities around here, not my idea of a living place, not my idea of a retirement place. My ideal place to live or retire would be up in the mountains, up in the woods. That's my ideal place to live or retire. You can take the city. I've grown to dislike it greatly. I don't like big cities. I live in one, and I have for a long, long time, and every place I've ever lived is a big city. And Phoenix is number 5, I think, on the list of the biggest cities in the United States. So it's big enough, and it's spread out. Anyway, today started out with Mary turning up the heat on the house. I don't even turn the furnace on, number one. I mean, it's going to be in the 70s today. It probably already is. It's very beautiful outside. Didn't get that cold last night. I can't imagine it got down in the high 40s, low 50s at the lowest. So you don't need to run the heat. And put on blankets. And I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, burning hot. I have no idea what's going on. Am I sick? Or what? And then the first thing that hit my mind was Mary. Why? Because she's playing shit games around my house now, and I'm getting real tired of it. Now here's the new Lowe's. You can see it, and then next to it over there is the Home Depot. That's real smart. Whatever. It's the gurus that come up with this stuff. So anyway, yeah, she turned the heat up to 75 degrees. Who turns the heat up to 75 degrees? Obviously, this is a spiting thing because I left her a notice last night, getting another notice, stating that I was not going to tolerate her friends coming over and pounding on the window of Ken's room. Ken doesn't like Mary. Ken doesn't want Mary's friends pounding on his window to find out if Mary's home. I installed a doorbell. They know where the doorbell button is. It works. It's a wireless one. It sends it through the air. The doorbell goes ding dong, and that's it. That's all you need. And if nobody answers, tough. So she took that notice and she threw it on my kitchen table. So I picked the notice back up and I put it back on her door, and she's going to get another notice. Because I've already told her in the past several times that I don't even want her touching the AC or the furnace controls. And this morning I checked the M-Power is what it's called. That's what I have. It basically is a prepaid power thing. You go to wherever they have a machine with this card, like an ATM card, you load money onto it, you bring it home, you plug it into it, you push it into this reader. The reader sends the information to the meter. The meter shows you how much you put on there. It's just an easier way for me to keep handle on my electrical expenses. And the M-Power unit shows me how much power has been used that day, how much power is being. It's very useful, especially with tenants. So anyway, I looked at that this morning, and already $2 worth of power had been used since midnight to 4 o'clock this morning. In 4 hours, $2 worth of power had been burned. And I looked at yesterday's electric use for 24 hours. It was only $2.68. So Mary I must have slept pretty well last night to be able to sleep through all that heat, because it was warm. And so she's going to get a notice about that crap too. And if she does it again, I'm going to put one of them locking covers over the... In fact, I was thinking about doing that anyway. I don't like tenants messing with it. They don't need to be messing with it. I don't want them. Just like my computer. I don't want them touching my computer. Stay away from my computer. I tell them all that. And I don't care how much they beg or bitch or moan or whatever about it. They're not going to get use of the computer. I let Ken use it once the other day to send an email. And that was all he did on it. That's all I let him do on it. So you get a locking cover, they can't even access the thermostat to turn the AC or the furnace on. And, you know, she could not possibly have been comfortable in that room with that much heat. Nobody in the house could have been. As I said, I must have slept very well last night to be able to sleep through hours of that. Because it was already up to that temperature, which means it got to have taken a long time to get up there. So, I don't know. As I said, today Mary gets paid. And as much as I need the money, I don't want her money. I want her to leave. I'm not asking her for the rent. I get paid tomorrow, and basically I'm going to go down to the courthouse and file for forcible detainer, unless she pays me before I get a chance to do that. And then she'll have to pay me for those court costs. I don't want her around my house anymore. She's playing too much games and too much crap. I have to find myself carrying a tape recorder around with me. Anyway, I've talked long enough, and this is almost 10 minutes worth of video, so we'll bid you an adios.